The 30 F-16 fighter jets promised by Belgium to Ukraine have yet to make an appearance in the skies over Kyiv. The defense commitment, echoed about 2 years ago, was initially expected to be a vital injection for Ukraine's air defense system in breaking Russian air superiority. However, harsh geopolitical realities and internal operational readiness demands forced Brussels to slam on the brakes. High-ranking Belgian military officials have officially confirmed that the delivery of these multi-role fighter aircraft must be delayed. The reason is highly pragmatic and deeply rooted in the basic doctrine of state survival. Belgium must first secure its own operational capacity amidst a high-risk transition period towards a fifth-generation fighter jet fleet. This delay hits at a highly critical moment for the combat aviation architecture of the Belgian Armed Forces. The Belgian Air Force, or BAF, currently bears the defense burden by operating more than 50 F-16A/B aircraft. This air fleet has been the backbone of their military operations since the heating up of the Cold War era in Europe. The withdrawal of the F-16 variant from active service cannot be done haphazardly. This process must be executed gradually and carefully calibrated, alongside the introduction of the F-35A Lightning II stealth combat platform. Back in 2018, Brussels placed an initial order of 34 F-35A units, a far-sighted strategic division that was later expanded to about 45 aircraft to anticipate the escalating surge of conventional military threats on the European continent. The transition to the fifth-generation F-35A fighter jet is a brutal and complex process. This aircraft is essentially a flying supercomputer that requires a total overhaul of the entire supporting base infrastructure. Several of these newest jet units have indeed been fully assembled and delivered, but are currently being held on the United States mainland for a highly crucial purpose: intensive training and technological adaptation for Belgian fighter pilots and maintenance technicians. Recent developments note that Florennes Air Base in Belgium has just received its inaugural arrival of the F-35A for permanent operational assignment. This intergenerational aircraft migration process is realistically projected to take several years until the entire new squadron achieves full operational capability status. Defense authorities in Brussels have drawn a hard line, emphasizing that the remaining F-16s will only be released to the Ukrainian battlefield when the quantity of F-35s standing by on the tarmac is sufficient to guarantee the security of national air defense missions, daily airspace interception, as well as the absolute commitment to NATO's security umbrella on the western flank. BAF Commander Major General Geert de Decker provides a sharp analytical view regarding this operational dilemma. According to the general, any strategic decision to release air combat assets must be calculated through precise military metrics and cannot be dictated by political pressure alone. Fundamental factors such as the availability ratio of aircraft ready to fly in minutes, heavy maintenance cycles in the hangar, the depth of aviation spare parts inventory, up to the ratio of combat pilots meeting NATO qualifications become absolute determining variables. We need to first address our own operational needs, the Decker asserted in response to the pressure of the transfer schedule to Ukraine. This statement reflects the tactical reality that Belgium refuses to create a vulnerability gap in its own skies, especially amidst Russia's aggressive military posture that could test the limits of Allied sovereignty at any time, which could lead to the triggering of Article 5. Although Brussels is currently still keeping its fleets in the hangar, elements of the air coalition from other European countries have taken bold steps to break the deadlock. The Netherlands has formalized a commitment to deliver 24 fighter jets, Denmark injected 19 units into the front lines, and Norway is preparing more than a dozen similar cruising jets. A small fraction of the first wave of these aircraft has even penetrated and operated in Ukrainian skies. The chain impact of the domino effect from the shift in European air defense equipment and the war in the eastern sector apparently does not only paralyze the internal schedules of NATO member states. Deep in the heart of the continent, Switzerland, which firmly holds its neutral status, is now being hit by an equally complicated defense procurement crisis. Federal authorities in Bern have just taken a bitter decision to cut their F-35A fighter jet orders from the initial target of 36 units to only about 30 aircraft. A drastic cut was triggered by a heated contract dispute with the US government regarding an insane price surge that was beyond projections. To continue acquiring 36 F-35A units, Bern requires an additional fresh injection of $1.4 billion, an escalation figure that was flatly rejected by the Federal Council. This dilemma of cost versus combat effectiveness has become very real for a country with a medium-sized budget. The decision to cut the fleet forces Bern to openly admit to fatal negative consequences regarding the sustainability and operational capacity of their air defense, especially during times of crisis or high tension. And this could become a terrifying threat as the Swiss Air Force's aging FA-18 Hornet fleet is scheduled to enter mass retirement starting in 2032. Switzerland's logistical nightmare apparently does not stop at the airline. Regarding the 5 American-made Patriot long-range air defense systems, the delivery of these Patriot batteries is confirmed to be severely delayed by as much as 4 to 5 years. This massive delay occurred because the Pentagon made a tactical decision to prioritize the supply of these interceptor missiles to the front lines of Ukraine's defense. In the final analysis, the common thread of the defense puzzles in Belgium and Switzerland provides one very harsh conclusion. The era of 21st century military equipment modernization cannot be resolved simply by signing a multi-billion-dollar check. This is a battle over logistics, manufacturing industry capacity, and the struggle for priorities amidst the heating global geopolitics. The technological leap of stealth fighter jets and smart interceptor missiles do indeed provide an asymmetrical advantage, but a fragile production supply chain and suffocating operational costs can quickly turn these ultimate weapons into a strategic nightmare that actually paralyzes a nation's combat readiness. So, what do you think about the news above? Let me know.